Welcome to our 1929 homestead. My name is Tracy, and we are planting in the garden today. So let's see what I've been doing today. Okay, so I have a 22 to 23 foot row. It's a raised row in my garden, and I have sat down to figure out how many squares we have between the silver and the green, so I can figure out how many to put on this piece of paper. Now I have taken and filled this all out to figure out what's going where, and we can plant this together. So I have quite a few on here. This one turns the other way. And I had to put in different holes, different size holes for different items. So let me see what we need to plant. And I even numbered these. So these are numbered and alphabetized. I have row A, B, C, and D. I'm sure you can see all the way back there. That plant right there is my lemon balm. That's been growing for a couple years. So let's see what I have to plant in the first few here. Turn this around. All right, so I'll turn this around this way because it has to face this way. I need to plant eggplant and peppers, beans. We're going to do the center section, so I'm not reaching over everything. So we will start with row 4. That's this row right here. And I have in row 4, block 2 is carrots, but I'm not sure if I have carrots in my basket because I brought out a basket full of seeds. Some are going to be seeds that I'm planting, and some are going to be plants that I'm planting. So let's start in 6. So I'll need to move back a little bit. Move these beans out of the way. And if you're wondering how I did all of these holes, I have a seating square that I use. I'll move you up here a little bit. Turn you this way. Okay, that's better. So I have a seating square. I bought this off of Amazon a couple years ago, and this is a lifesaver when you are doing square foot gardening. So you can lay it either this way or this way, doesn't matter. And I took the seating square, I set it down, and then I chose where I needed to put my holes. So I took a marker and I marked the spot. Then I took my torch that I have, I just held it and then burnt the holes. So that seals this plastic. That way it doesn't fray. I absolutely love this. It's called DuraWeave in my garden because it saves so much time on weeding. Yes, I do get some weeds, but I don't get as many weeds as I nearly used to. So I'm gonna put this aside. Let's see what's in here. We have onions in here. So we have red and yellow onions. I'm not sure. These are yellow Spanish onions. So we'll be planting those. And then I use these to figure out what size, just empty cans, figure out what size I needed for the plants. So there's stuff around your house that you can use that you don't have to specifically buy. Okay, so we are going to start on number 4. And we are planting onions right here. So we'll do this square first. Move it down a little bit so you can see what we're doing. Just going to pick out some onions, and I'm going to do all the same color, the same kind in the hole. So I just take my finger and dig it. I might need it as a shovel. Just to dig down a little bit. I don't need to dig a whole lot. Just to loosen up the dirt because it's a little packed. It's not going to matter if your holes are bigger than this or not. All you need is the roots to be in the ground, because onions grow on top of the ground. And for years I couldn't get onions to grow. For years I had a hard time because I thought onions grew in the ground. Onions are heavy feeders, so you'll have to fertilize them every 2 weeks. Make sure they get enough water. And that depends on, there's a rock. That also depends on how hot it is in your area. So I'm just going to take them and just stick them in the ground a little bit, not a whole lot. They don't need to be buried very deep. The roots will do all that. You just want the dirt up there enough to hold the bulb in place, just so the roots have time to get into the soil to hold itself up. Okay. Couple more. We'll be done with this part. All right, so we're going to move to number 5. So my corn starts here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wrong. Okay, we are going to plant 2 different kinds of corn here. I'm going to plant one back here and then one up towards the front. So I have a blue corn that we're planting. It's called Hoppy or Hopi. And then I'm doing peaches and cream right through here. Right through here. So move my gloves out of the way. Move my basket out of the way. 10 days for this to germinate. And then we should have more real soon. And then we will move to the next one. So we have these planted here. So we have plants over here. So I have another corn that I need to plant. Rows 8, 6 to 8. Over here, this side, is called candy corn. So let's get that one planted. And once we are done planting these ones, then we'll go to the front and plant those ones. Planting 9 in each square. Make sure they're all covered up. All right, so let's get you moved. Okay, so I got my little bulber tool here. We are going to plant kidney beans in this section. So I have several that need to be planted. They already have beans on them, so I'm just going to pinch those beans off because I want the plant to concentrate on setting roots and not the plant or the beans. That's nice and wet. Push that in there. And then we'll get it all stuffed in here. And do another one. I have some of them that aren't very big and others that are. This one's a nice one. Put this one back here. Tuck that back behind the other one. There's a really nice one. Look at the roots. Those are some really nice roots. This is my first time growing kidney beans, so we'll see how it goes. There's a couple beans on this one too. If anybody's wondering what this is, that is sunburn. Some of my plants got sunburn this year because it was too hot too early. My tomato plants even got that too. So any yellow leaves, take off, or any missing leaves, take off. You can use one of these bulb planters, or you can even use one of those attachments that goes to your drill. We have both, but this was closest to me, so I just decided to use this. Okay, let's get the rest planted. Okay, so I have this mammoth red rock cabbage. It looks purple. This is very good cabbage. So I'm going to plant a seed here. And these are very tiny seeds. We don't eat a lot of cabbage, so I'm going to put 2 seeds in here just in case. I can always plant one someplace else. Then we're going to plant the corn, the blue corn back here. I'm going to set this here so I know that I planted something there. I have something else going in here. I have a flower going in here, so I can bring some good pollinators into the garden. So let me move you guys over here. And then we'll plant the blue corn. I believe there are 3, 2, 3, yes, 3 of them. I have never planted blue corn in my life, so we're going to see how this goes. I can't wait to taste this. And these are an heirloom, so I can save seeds for next year if we really like this corn. That one's a different color. I don't know if you got to see that or not, but it's like purple on the one side. So we'll get this planted in here. I have to dig up some garlic. from my yard to bring it into here. That's a weird looking one. So we are planting beans and corn, cabbage, radishes, kale. I've never eaten kale before, and I've never had a beet before. So we're gonna try some new things this year. Put this back in here. Push these down in there. Cover them up. I also have a blue popcorn to try. And this is my first time buying seeds from Baker Creek. I've never planted any of their things before, so we're gonna give them a try. Some of my soil is really soft and some of it's compact. We put new compost down. We've had a lot of rain too, so. Okay, so these three are planted. I'm not sure what needs to be done next. Radishes right here. So we're gonna do some radishes. Okay, those are planted. I even have tricolored beans that I'm gonna try this year. We haven't had these either. I need to get my kale out. Okay, we are planting kale. This is the first time planting kale, so I'm not sure how big they get or how wide they get. It takes 5 to 10 days to germinate, and they get 16 to 18 inches tall. They'll be ready in 60 days. This is dwarf blue curled kale. Okay, that's planted. What do we need to do next? Onions. My onions are over there. Hold on a sec. I think we'll do the Spanish onions this time. Oops, that one fell over. I'm just using a marker to make the holes with. Use whatever you have. Use whatever works. I had one too many. Okay, let's see what we need to plant next. So I got onions, clover goes here, cabbage goes on the other side, so we'll do the green cabbage I think this time. And every one of these that's in my basket is in alphabetical order, so I can find it a lot faster. Okay, so pretty sure we need to do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Then onions, I need to put onions here. So let me bring you over here. We'll do the green cabbage right here in this hole. This will germinate in about 10 days. Stick 2 in there just in case one doesn't grow. Alright, leave that there. And we're going to do the red ones this time. We'll do the red ones this time in this one right here. Then I'll just use my handy dandy tool. All that rain that we had just clumped this up. Another rock. Still finding rocks in here. Well, those are nice roots, huh? I'm going to trim them down a little bit.